mist. Rebecca sighed, glancing once more up the street with hope. She and her daughter had begun this day in California, flying through connections in New York to Shannon, then on a bus to Doolin, and finally across Galway Bay on a ferry to the island. Having been in transit for 22 hours, they were unspeakably tired. Here they finally were, with mounds of luggage but no one to greet them. "Where is that car?" Rebecca muttered. "I have to go to the bathroom, Mama," Rowan said, sitting on the big black duffel bag and kicking her feet absently. "I'm not sure where a bathroom is, sweetie. Can you hold it?" Rebecca replied, dialing Sharon on her cell phone. Sharon had arranged for Rebecca to spend the summer in a cottage that belonged to the parents of one of her best childhood friends. Near the end of a difficult pregnancy, Sharon had had to stay home in Dublin rather than come to the island herself to greet Rebecca. She had, however, promised to send someone to pick Rebecca and Rowan up. A voice answered on the crackling line. "Hello? Sharon, can you hear me? Becky, is that you? Sharon, we've arrived and there's no car." "No car?" No car. Huh, wonder what happened to him. Why don't you go down to the pub?" "Go to the pub? Sharon, I'm going to start crying. I've been in transit for 22 hours. I'm standing on an empty pier with a 6-year-old child who has to go potty. I've got a large duffel, 5 suitcases, 2 backpacks, a laptop, and a tripod. How am I supposed to go to the pub?" "Now, let's not have one of your moments, Becky." "I'm not having a moment. Mama, I gotta go." "Just a minute, Rowan. Go to the pub, Becky." "What do I do with all my baggage?" "Mama!" "Leave it there," Sharon said. "What?" Rebecca yelled. "It's an island, Becky." "I know it's an island, Sharon. What if someone takes my stuff? Then where will I be?" "No one's gonna take your stuff. Where would they go? It's an island," Sharon repeated. Rebecca froze, gritting her teeth as air hissed through them. "Go to the pub and ask Tom for the keys to the house. He'll probably have the car, too." "Who's Tom?" Rebecca asked in exasperation. Tom. You know Tom. He's the one I told you about who owns the pub." "Right. Becky?" "What?" "It'll all be fine." Okay, I know. Thanks," Rebecca said and hung up. Though it was a dream for Rebecca to come to the island and study the textile art of its people, she still faced the coming months with trepidation. She knew this summer would lead to a book that would bolster her professional resume and allow her to be more selective when choosing her teaching opportunities. That was why she had come to the island. That was what she had told herself, anyway. But truly she had a deeper motivation, a certain dark crevice, a wound inflicted 6 years before. From that blackness, the tragedy of her relationship with Rowan's father, Dennis, she had run, driven from place to place, devoid of any contentment or peace she might have built. Though she had never married him, Rebecca had spent the 2 years before Rowan's birth endeavoring to free herself from his hold on her. She finally succeeded when Rowan was just a month old. But the abrupt end of their relationship had left Rebecca bound to him in a different way, with memories that haunted her and left her feeling as unsteady as she'd been when she lived with him. In some ways, she felt even more frightened than she'd been before leaving him. The end of that relationship had left her with a restless nervousness that kept her running, moving constantly from one promising university appointment to another. With each move, Rebecca told herself the opportunity for professional growth was better in her new position. But it wasn't truly her career that drove her. It was fear. 6 years trapped in that odd prison of freedom and flight and insecurity wore away at Rebecca until Christmas Day last. On that day, Rowan had wept when her mother told her about yet another move, crying at the thought of leaving another very best friend. Rowan was finally old enough to show Rebecca what their nomadic life was doing to her. Rebecca had quieted long enough to hear her child's tears fall hollowly into her wounded heart, and she knew she had to find a way to stop, to make it stop, to hold still. The news of the grant had followed soon after, and Rebecca realized the moment had come to make her dream come true, to stop running from her demons and face them.